So apparently I'm an old man now.
Really, I've been saying it this entire podcast
It's
series.
been it's been verified. I
Yeah,
had I
by
had,
your age.
well I know believe you because I'm just a year or two older than you, so obviously I'm older than you, but this this kid comes up to me today and he's probably 5 or 6 and he walks up to me, he's like, "You smell like an old man."
Ugh.
And I was like, "You smell like an old man." I was like, "What is that? What is that? Do I smell like mothballs?"
Yeah, cobwebs.
Like I'm half dead. Like, oh, you're or Old Spice. I'm
Rotting
assuming that's
flesh.
what I must smell. It must be my Old Spice or something,
You
man.
use Old
I don't know.
Spice?
I have an Old Spice deodorant, yeah, but now I
Cool.
switched over to Dr. Squatch deodorant.
I got to tell you, one time I bought Dr. Sasquatch. It was a bar soap. It was a 3-pack,
Yep.
and I hated all three. I
I've never
fucking,
tried them. Soaps
dude,
suck, huh? Their marketing is very, very good though. They hit
yeah,
YouTube very hard, which is how I saw them.
right.
And I mean, and they're entertaining, So I've been looking at a lot of that now. A lot of things that are getting marketed to me it by YouTube. I research them now and like, what kind of company is this? And like, it's interesting these little startup ones like that. And can I maybe be some sort of an affiliate to them, or something like
Right.
that? Which, by the way, that brings me to our sponsors for this podcast. No one.
Okay.
So like and subscribe. Just kidding.
You know what is funny? I was looking up other YouTubers on Social Blade. Do you ever use Social Blade?
No.
Social Blade is just a website that tracks YouTube views based on channel, and then it breaks them down into like weeks and months, and it gives you an estimated income. And
Yeah.
it said the estimated income for our, first of all, we're not monetized for those curious, but it estimated our income at like $8. And I was like, where the fuck's that money? I would love to see that money.
YouTube keeps all the money until you get to 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
It's just you're working your way up to then, I guess. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that some crypto decentralized YouTube is going to come out and you'll give you instant money right away for your videos and that's going to take off?
Um, I think of it like this. This is something that I really can see coming in the future.
Yeah.
Right now, if you go to Twitch, and someone's streaming, you can donate to them money, and you can donate to them like a cash amount. But most people don't do that. What most people do is they buy bits, okay, and then they buy like, I don't know, 100 bits for I $10 or
Whatever.
some shit.
Sure.
I think it's like 100 is $1. It doesn't matter. But you buy 100 bits for $1, and then you distribute like a few bits here and there. What that's doing is that's kind of separating you a little bit from like a cash amount. So it's much more common for someone to want to donate a bit than, a few pennies or something.
Right.
Which I think cryptocurrency does well. I think that
Right.
it's a similar thing. So the browser I use is called Brave. And what
I know.
Brave,
I need to do that. I was gonna text you that the other day.
yeah,
Go on.
so what Brave does is it runs an ad block, so it blocks every single ad coming at you. And then you can choose to see no ads, or you can like turn a dial and see like 10 ads per hour. And the higher you turn that dial, the more they pay you in their own cryptocurrency, which is called BAT, basic attention tokens. And
Oh,
then you can choose, they have a program where you can choose to donate those basic attention tokens you earn to creators. So if you're on someone's YouTube, or if you like a Reddit post or an artist, you can just give them those things that you're earning passively.
Wow.
And I think that that's a really cool system, especially like imagine you're earning those things on a YouTube channel.
Right.
I mean, I just watched like an 8-hour YouTube video. It was Pyrocynical did like this review of 2 different shows, and it was an 8-hour YouTube video. Imagine like just slowly earning like a YouTube coin for every hour you put in, and then you go to a small creator and you're like, I like what this guy's doing. Dump all those YouTube coins on him.
What else I was thinking too is back when like the internet was getting popular, and then the first social network that really came out was MySpace, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some other crap, but I really liked MySpace for the fact that you could completely customize your page, and your page was different than everybody else's, and had your music and your
it was
your
website building. It was like
yeah,
HTML.
you literally were copying HTML, pasting it, and adding more and more shit until you had a whole website built. And it just made me think that, like, I don't know, at some point, like, there's going to be more websites like this, where like a YouTube, for example, where when you come to our YouTube page, it's not just this plain Jane YouTube page. Like, we made this thing fucking crazy, which I don't know. I guess that's just making your own website nowadays, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know.
I think
I'm just thinking of a big network, I guess, that would do that.
I think
Or is MySpace going to come back?
I
heard
wish.
Justin Timberlake bought a bunch of shares of it, or like he's like owns 10% or 50%. I don't know.
Really?
Okay, I'll look it up. I'll Google. I got Google. Justin Timberlake bought a shit ton of it a couple years ago.
He owns 50% of I didn't know MySpace was something you could still get to. I went on MySpace a few years ago, and maybe like 5 or more, and it was just music at that point.
Really?
It was like small bands had pages, but I don't even know if it's still around. Maybe
That's why he wants it, because of this more music now.
Right. Speaking of dead companies, here we go. Oh, we got it.
Specific Media Group and Justin Timberlake jointly purchased the company for $35 million. Oh, so him and Specific Media Group own it together.
Well,
I announced that MySpace and its parent company has been purchased by Time for $87 million. Also, what? So they bought it for $35 million and then sold it to Time for $87 million.
What is Time gonna do with it?
They just want to own fucking everything, man. They own a lot of shit. That's interesting, man. So he did own it. He did partially own it for a while and sold it.
And he flipped that shit for more than double.
Doubled it. Yeah. Wow.
That's so weird. Can
we flip some companies? Let's get into that.
There's a DAO right now that's, I don't know if they have or they're trying to buy Blockbuster and turn it into a streaming service.
Interesting.
Right. So for those who don't know, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, which is where a bunch of people get together to invest in an idea, which would be like Blockbuster, buying Blockbuster and turning it into a streaming service. That's what this one wants to do.
I wonder what it's worth. What the name is valued at, you know? Because they still probably sell some merch or something stupid, you know? That's probably it.
Well, the whole idea is like someone comes up with this idea. We're gonna buy Blockbuster, and here are 10,000. You can think of them as shares or tokens for Web3, and they each cost 0.5 ETH. Because once we sell all of them, we're going to have the number needed to buy Blockbuster, turn it into a streaming service, and have like custom content on it. And the more you buy of those, the more say you get in what happens. So you actually like become a board member after a certain amount to vote on shows you want to see made.
Wow.
It's interesting.
I know. I mean, being a shareholder of certain companies, I get emails all the time like, get your proxy vote in for this thing. I don't think I think maybe once I voted on something, but I don't know. I don't really read them all.
I think I want to go back to what we were talking about with the
Oh,
um, like like a token that you can donate to a small creator,
yeah.
because I think that's super interesting, and I'd like to see. I mean, like I was
It's
saying,
so
Twitch has a
it's so
form of it.
fun. It's so fun to speculate what the blockchain could do. And there's already been people that have tried things and then maybe they failed because they were just ahead of their time. And
Right.
now it's like, well, maybe we can do that now, you know? It's
Well, yeah, that's a
I don't know.
big thing. I don't know. Did you see Dr. Disrespect's announcement? You know who Dr.
No.
Disrespect is?
I have heard of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's like
He's
this
pretty big.
enormous streamer. He was on Twitch for a long time. Now he's exclusively on YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, really funny dude. He's like he stays in this character this whole time where he has a mullet wig and a big fucking mustache and he wears these glasses. He's so
Yeah.
funny. But I was watching his live stream the other day and he announced something that he's been like wanting to do for a long time and he finally has figured out this path to do it. He wants to create a video game. And he wants
Oh.
that video game to be free to play. And he wants to incorporate something we've talked about a lot, uh, cosmetic NFTs. So you
Ah,
play, you earn cosmetics, and those are NFTs which you can resell. So you're being paid
interesting.
to invest your time in this game.
Interesting. I think I might have heard a little bit about this. I've been trying to follow a couple of uh I don't know what you call these metaverse decentralized projects or what do you
Yeah, like
call these?
Web3
You know,
projects.
Web3 project. There you go. And one I was also looking at is the ex-CEO of Disney is working on a project, basically ma and trying to get avatar of you into some sort of another whatever the project's metaverse is, but the avatars that they showed that you could make were pretty interesting, pretty cool looking.
Oh, really? Not like the
It
fucking
looked
Facebook's garbage Play-Doh
no,
figures.
it was basically like you're making your own character from a Pixar movie, but you're like a real version of you from a Pixar movie, you know?
Right on.
That's what it kind of reminded me of. So I don't know, that was an interesting project too that I was looking at. There's a bunch of them too. I'm really interested in the games and how these, like you said, like what kind of weird cosmetics and skins and I don't know. There's a million things they could make out of that, out of a game.
Yeah, I think the biggest point that I try to make and go back on is like,
Can you imagine if your character had you bought the quip, the one quote that my character can say this fucking trash talk and only
and
I
only
have
mine
this
can.
can say everybody wants this fucking trash talk quote, you know. I
Right.
mean just dude, like, there's a video game could do so many things with this NFT kind of space. I don't know what you call this when it's
Ownership
interesting.
is what you
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just cool because like the early video games you paid for. Now most video games are free, and the future
Right.
is you get paid to play those games.
You know, the other thing that it's kind of weird about the video game industry too is how much Microsoft owns. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever looked at like who's competing with them? PlayStation,
Yeah. Nintendo.
which and Nintendo. Now, Microsoft owns, I mean, they make freaking the software that's in every freaking business computer in the
Right.
freaking planet. And then we got Nintendo and PlayStation that make some systems and yeah, I mean, like it's just not even in the same. Like, are we? You ever think of it like it's Microsoft versus them, or do you think it's in even? Because I heard the crazy thing is Microsoft they kind of realize video games aren't going to be physical anymore. They're going to be on a online kind of downloadable or kind of thing, and they're going to start putting out the best games on that kind of. Oh shoot, who did they just buy out too?
Bethesda, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't it Bethesda? I think it was.
I'll look it up again, but they just bought out another big company. Anyways, man, it's just I don't know.
I think
I
that most video games are played on a Microsoft like software, right?
Yeah.
Xbox and PC are like that's got to be well more than half of all video games played.
Sorry. Here's the big thing. Microsoft just bought Activision.
Oh, it was Activision.
Activision, which is a very, very well-known game developer.
Yeah.
Which that's the other thing is like, so there's these small little game developers making games for the PlayStation and the Nintendos and the Microsofts, but then the Microsoft just buys them up too. So it's like, what they can just is there going to be competition in the future? Is Nintendo and PlayStation going to have to? I guess I don't know, man.
Well, the thing is that all the consoles run on two things. They run on like ape-like tribalism, right? Are you an Xbox or are you a PlayStation guy?
True.
And two, it's like their proprietary games. So now Microsoft has Activision, but they had like Halo, and they had bought Rare a long time ago. And then Sony has things like Uncharted and Last of Us. These are driving forces that make someone want to buy a console. And then Nintendo, like it's all exclusive. Like Mario doesn't go anywhere else,
Exactly.
But
so that's the thing is like they're just trying to live off of their characters, I guess.
And Nintendo can. I mean, Nintendo has one of the largest franchise. I mean, Pokemon is the largest franchise.
You think Tomb Raider's going to hold it up for PlayStation?
I was going to say, if anyone's in trouble, it's PlayStation. Because realistically, I don't think Nintendo really does compete in the same space. Sure, they're video games, but like it's not the same type of video game at all.
We're hitting the kids up for number one. Like, let's get everything to the kids market. Maybe we'll have a
nostalgic
little bit for the
adults.
Yeah. It's a different market for sure.
Steam just released their latest game console. It's called the Steam Deck.
I saw that.
Oh, you did see that? Okay, cool.
I did. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's a little mini gaming computer and handheld gaming computer.
Right.
That's the age we're living in now, man.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I don't.
Do you own a PlayStation, a new PS5 and Xbox One?
I have never seen a new PS5 in a box yet. It's been 2 years since they've come out.
Interesting.
I have seen a new Xbox. I have not seen a new PlayStation.
My cousin was telling me it took him a long time to even get an Xbox because they were out for so long, like supply issues or so. I wasn't even aware of this. I haven't been trying to shop for one, any of the new systems at all.
Yeah, I'm really content with playing video games on my PC, and then sometimes I'll turn on the Xbox to play a video game with someone in Arizona who has an Xbox. My PlayStation is a PS4, so it's the previous gen. And right now, it's totally unplugged, and I'm gonna sell it because I don't use it at all.
I might buy it from you.
Okay.
So I'll let it sit on my shelf right above the PS3.
Yeah, just add it to the
and
pile.
The PS2 and the PS1. I actually have a PS1 right there.
I see it
on the wall. It's a little bit dark right there, but I just put it up on the wall. I don't know. It's a piece of art.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm rooting for the underdog now, man. I'm like, fucking PlayStation, give us a Crash Bandicoot fucking game that's gonna save your ass, man. I don't know.
I don't know. People love the PS5. Here's the thing. Streaming, I end up having this debate a lot. But people will be going off in chat like Xbox versus PS5. Right. And I have never cared. Like whatever one you own, fine. Shut up.
It intrigues me a little bit. I don't care enough, but
It
I
is
don't, I do wonder,
in the
does,
future.
does PlayStation make a slightly better finesse product where like maybe Microsoft was trying to just whip them out there more, and there could be that problem too, where they're just like we can get more out there, but PlayStation's like, yeah, but we're gonna make something a little better. I don't know. I really don't know the specs and all that bullshit that other people will be nerding out about on those systems.
So Sony as a company, I don't know what all does Sony do. They do
Some TVs
audio,
and
TVs. They do
electronics,
like electronics. They have
cameras,
a
maybe.
production
Yeah.
company, don't they? Was it doesn't Sony
Yeah,
own
I think they make
Spider-Man?
movies and stuff. I
I
think
think they
so.
own Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's enough to
I
keep
mean,
them. That's enough
don't
to keep
make
them alive forever.
don't make me Google it now. All right.
I
I
think
mean
they
that.
own Spider-Man.
Okay, I'm gonna Google that.
Because here's the thing: the reason why Spider-Man hasn't been in the MCU up until recently is because Sony's been holding it close to the chest. And then they said, "We'll let Spider-Man be in your movies, but we get all of your Avengers."
Interesting. Yeah, Disney's been trying to buy it from them,
Yeah,
but Sony will continue to own it.
yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Disney. They're another
Disney's the future.
they're
Like
another one
Disney's the
too.
evil corporation that buys up everything.
Yeah, they're one of those guys, man, that's just gonna buy out the competition if they can. For sure.
Since we're
It's a
talking about
cutthroat world, man.
evil corporations and Microsoft, have you heard Microsoft their vision for combating global warming?
It isn't the one where they are gonna try to spray stuff in the
Yes.
air so there's
Yeah,
like
the block
dust
out the sun,
so it
reflect some of
blocks
the
the
sun
sun.
rays. Yeah.
Like the fucking literally the Matrix movie.
Yes. Literally the Matrix movie.
The storyline like we just fucking watched the first Matrix.
Right.
Like did they not see that movie or
I don't know. What's the I think the like plan is to make it cooler, you blast all of this stuff into not the atmosphere, the ionosphere, so it doesn't fall back down. It orbits Earth, kind of.
you know yeah, well
It's
still
dangerous.
whatever, it's stupid. Yeah.
I don't know if it's
You know
dangerous, but it certainly
you know what
scares
else?
me.
Um oh shit, who's the owner of Microsoft, the
Bill
rich guy?
Gates,
Bill Gates.
Billy Boy.
Bill Gates is the number one owner of farmland in the US now. Him and some other billionaires
Dude,
are
I don't know why I immediately was imagining the video game Farmland. I was like, what the fuck?
he's
He's
heavy
he's
farmland fucking
he
player,
just sits
dude.
on Facebook playing Farmland all day.
He's a massive fucking problem on there. No, dude, and it's interesting because, they want it because they want to be controlling the cows that get slaughtered so they can sell them to McDonald's. But at the same time, if you're a regular farmer, a local guy, and you want to expand, now the land next to you is fucking ridiculously expensive because all the billionaires want it. So these farmers are also getting these like little hometown farmers are going to get bought out a lot easier now because they can't obviously they're already having trouble competing with Tyson, but now we got to compete with Bill Gates and his buddies who are just going to fucking sell to Tyson.
I don't know if you've watched like those Tyson documentaries on Netflix and shit like that, or like what it is to be
Probably.
a farmer right now.
Probably.
Dude,
Yeah.
what a shit job. Like that's so unfortunate. Like
And
how they keep like I think the premise is something like Monsanto owns senators, so they're able to pass bills. So farmers have to upgrade, and they have to buy those upgrades from Monsanto. And Monsanto says like, "Don't worry, we'll loan it to you." And now they're just like caught in this debt cycle where they need the next crop to pay off the next thing.
that's scary, dude. I've Did you ever see Morgan Spurlock's one of his last documentaries? I think it was like Super Size Me 2 or something or 3, I can't remember. You remember Super Size Me with they talked
Yeah.
about McDonald's and everything? Literally, I think largely because of his that documentary, um, there was a shift and the number one seller went from hamburgers to chicken sandwiches in the US. Now,
Interesting.
now we sell more chicken sandwiches than hamburgers. And so he realized this because he's kind of been in touch with this, with these fast food industries and see the sales rising and all that. So he's like, I'm gonna start my own chicken sandwich restaurant, fast food chain, maybe. So he tries to go from the start, raise his own chickens, buy a farm, and he finds out like this whole process is just ridiculous because you're competing with all these big boys and they get first pick at the best chicks first of all, so you're getting the shitty ones, and they're constantly bullying you, trying to buy you out and harassing you and doing other shit. And then like he's trying to like, it's a funny documentary. He's like trying to like do the best he can for these chickens, and he trying to make sure that everything's organic, and he buys the wrong food, so he can't even put his chickens as organic anymore.
Oh no.
So then like he still like starts the restaurant and all this shit, and but it was interesting because he started visiting other chicken farmers, and they talked about it like how tough the competition is and how all these big boys are just gonna buy you out or harass you until you get, you fucking quit eventually.
Interesting.
Back in our hometown in Iowa, they're literally one of the biggest chicken producers in the United States.
Iowa
And
is?
I'm gonna Google this again too.
Or
Yeah,
Guttenberg?
Iowa in general. I wasn't just
Okay.
gonna say.
Well, that I can believe. That makes a lot more sense.
Um, and what's funny about that, I was like thinking back, like we know a lot of farmers, and they were
Right.
all like cattle and
Cattle.
soybean and corn and
Yeah.
but I couldn't recall a single chicken farmer.
I don't know any chicken farmers.
No. And I even asked a few, like I talked about this on Facebook with some people that I know back home in Iowa, and they're like, "Well, I know a turkey farmer back in, some town." I'm like, "Okay, well, Iowa had the highest number of chickens in 2021, but now, oh wait, oh no, that was it. Oh, Iowa had the highest number of chickens in 2021 with 60 million, and
It's a lot of
you just got
chickens.
you just got to think they're all in some big freaking warehouse somewhere that is run by
That's the craziest part. They're like in
Tyson.
a warehouse where they can't walk and there's no space between any of them. And they're
Yeah,
not allowed to open the windows for whatever reason. I saw in
no,
some documentary.
yeah. That they talk about that in the Morgan Spurlock uh, Super Size Me. I think it's Super Size Me 2, I think is what he ended up naming it.
Okay.
But anyways, it's a good one if you get a chance to see that one. I had no idea the chicken industry was like that.
Hmm.
Or that the chicken industry or the chicken sandwich had taken over the hamburger in America, because you always think America is that's like our number one food, right? The
Beef.
hamburger,
Yeah.
the cheeseburger, like that's our shit. But apparently the chicken sandwich is our shit. Turns out.
I love a chicken, like a spicy chicken sandwich. That's my shit for sure. Nashville hot chicken, that's the best.
I'm I'm not allowed to eat at Chick-fil-A, I guess they're a religious organization. Have you heard this? And they support abortion, or no, they support non-abortion.
They,
No,
I don't know.
what's I don't
Listen,
know.
if you make a good chicken sandwich, I'm gonna fucking eat it.
I'm I'm
I don't care
I'm
how many
trying
babies you're killing or not killing.
I'm trying to sound good in case my girlfriend's listening. She's she, we're not allowed to eat at Chick-fil-A, okay? Don't talk too loud.
I won't say anything. until I see
I
her
don't,
in person.
I don't know why exactly, okay, but we can't eat there. I, I think it's the church, man. I think it has something to do with the church, dude.
You seem pretty scared.
Dude, if you knew what I knew, man. Dude, have you been keeping up
With the
with our
Kardashians?
Oh yeah, baby. No, the
What the fuck was that?
our last we haven't put out any review videos in 2 weeks or whatever, so
Yeah.
I've been going through and looking at our old videos, seeing how they're doing, holding it up, and the Mama's Boy video has got like 300 views. It's starting to taking the lead in the top five, top three in our review videos.
I want to tell you why I think that one did better than others.
You had some theories on that. Let's hit it. Let's hear
I
it.
had just watched a Mr. Beast interview before I like started editing that video,
Yeah.
and he was talking about the thumbnail, he was talking about the title, and he was talking about the first 30 seconds. And I mean I took every single thing he said and I applied it.
Hell yeah.
So like the thumbnail, it's like
It's ridiculous. It catches your eye.
the idea, I guess, they were saying behind the thumbnail, because I wasn't just watching Mr. Beast, I was watching this other guy whose name escapes me, but they
And
were
you didn't put our faces in it, which is fine with me. I
right.
have no problem with that, you know.
They had said it would make a thumbnail that like you would see and be like, oh, I have to click that. Like, what's that about?
Yeah.
So I think that taking our faces out of it is good, because unless you know us, like our faces don't really bring anything to the table.
Right.
And then putting a pacifier on his mouth and a big giant boy and then an arrow that says Mama's Boy, like it really draws your eye to this adult baby.
Yeah, you're like, oh, how bad is this fucking guy?
And then the title.
And by the way, he was horrible. I watched that video again. I was still trash talking him. Like I had new material on him. Like,
well, there are other Mama's Boys for us to review.
really, oh geez.
And then the thumbnail. I can't remember what the thumbnail was at this point, but they were really talking about just keeping it really short and I think I said grown man gets spoon fed. I think that was the title.
Yeah.
And like
the title's big. Sometimes our titles are a little weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Figured out.
And it's all about learning it. And I think like what Mr. Beast was saying was his titles are never longer than 33 characters. Like he wants it to be the shorter, the better. Like almost nothing.
You're reading a quick blurb that's going to make you click.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had taken a bunch of notes listening to that interview and then watching a few of this other guy's YouTube channel. And then I was just like, well, let's try to make this work. And here's what's really messed up. I do all this, I upload the video, and it immediately gets a copyright claim.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't think that it had the initial growth, because it didn't start climbing in views until after the copyright claim was successfully taken down. I disputed it, and the company waited like a week before they got back to me and let us use the clip.
Yeah.
That they copyright claimed. And as soon as they released that, the views started climbing. So I think if you have a copyright claim, maybe, it doesn't work its way to like people's homepage like the way it normally would if it's truly original.
Probably. I don't know. I was just curious about that. We're always trying to figure out why our liver eating video popped off so much and not our fucking shoey video. I don't understand it.
Right.
I consider eating liver and drinking out of my disgusting shoe in the same category or the same freaking boat at
Same
least,
exact
man.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that should get the same amount of views. One's got 40 views and the other's got 13,000.
Right.
And I do not. I mean, I get it. It's because we're living off of freaking Liver King's coattails right now, and he's just fucking he's just skyrocketing right now,
Every
just killing it.
major commentary or reaction YouTuber that I subscribe to, and I subscribe to a fucking like a dozen, they have
Right.
all done a Liver King video. A lot of them have done 2 Liver King videos. And almost all of them came out after our Liver King video.
Wait till we find some freaking bull testicle. All right. We're gonna get
Yeah.
on it.
Listen,
We're
if
gonna
we do a
all
Liver King 3 and we eat bull testicle and that video doesn't get 1,000 views, I'll be upset.
in a minute, like dude. I'm deathly frightened of that one, by the way. That
Yeah.
one way more than the liver.
I
Ugh.
I've said this
I don't even.
before. The liver freaks me out more just because I know how bad it is. The
I wouldn't
testicles,
even.
I have no idea what I'm getting into there.
I
I
wouldn't
can't even
even want it.
imagine.
I wouldn't even want it cooked. What if we like it? That's gonna be the even scarier part. What if we're like,
What if we
once you've
like it
had,
and then it's like, whoa, I didn't realize nuts tasted so good. And then next video we're sucking each other off and
and then we come out of the closet next.
yeah, just immediately gay.
Once you've had nuts, you don't go back, baby.
I knew this about
Gross.
myself, honestly.
I knew eating all this raw meat was gonna lead to something. Just oh
Oh,
god.
another thing to point out is we're doing the Zoom call again. My wife still has COVID.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up in the beginning.
My wife still has COVID. Dude, COVID has ruined a month of my life.
It's
Like at least 3 weeks cuz I had COVID. Me and my wife both had COVID and now she has COVID. And
why couldn't you just have it at the same time? God damn it.
yeah, and why couldn't
Why?
it have been a 1-day sickness?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just taking. I haven't gotten my booster yet. I think I have to get that scheduled.
Right.
And
Target gives you a $5 gift card for each shot.
I actually had got mine at Target originally. My original. It felt kind of weird though. You're like meeting a nurse at a fucking dressing room. Like, all right, go down to that dressing room down there, and we'll give you the shot.
Oh, that is weird. My booster was at a Target. My booster, the most recent one,
Yeah.
was at a Target pharmacy.
Oh no, mine was at the Target Shoe Center.
Fuck.
Dude, I mean, it wasn't my booster, but it was my first 2 shots were at the Target, and they had a line going out the freaking dressing room.
That's wild.
How wild is that? And
It's weird.
I just blindly let them prick my arm with whatever they fucking gave me.
Where was this
Should I?
Target, buddy?
Uh, to come to think of it, it might have been a Kmart.
Oh my God. A closed down Kmart.
Yeah.
A closed down heroin house Kmart.
It just has Target stuck to it now. Like, we're a Target.
Spelled incorrectly.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of that, Russia, McDonald's completely closed off all their stores in Russia. So then Russia's like, fuck you. So now they're taking the same McDonald's symbol and turning it horizontally and calling it Uncle Roy or something Russian or something. They're just gonna take those now.
Good. Oh, good. I
Isn't
can't
that
wait to
funny?
see how this plays out for them. It's a bold move. Where are they going to get the beef? They don't have McDonald's isn't a store, it's a distribution center. You know what I mean? It's like a real
True.
estate company distribution center.
True.
And
you're getting a specific product from them.
yeah.
So yeah, it would taste completely different. I mean, I guess they have all the same recipe. I don't know, because you're getting it from a fucking tube, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I have McDonald's recipes too, but I can't make a fucking Big Mac.
Funny story about McDonald's recipes. In high school, I won my team, but it was my idea, and mostly me cooking it
Okay.
because I'm very modest. I won the casserole contest. All right, for making the Big Mac Daddy casserole, and
Okay.
I basically stole the I stole the uh, Mac sauce recipe online. All right,
Okay.
made
Thousand
that.
Island dressing.
Well, not only that, but you have to let it sit overnight, and it has to soak in. So you have to.
Oh.
It's a process. You can't just make it like in 2 seconds. It'll just taste like Thousand Island. The shit you add to it will soak into it. But anyways, not only that, but at the time I was working at this pizza shop, Joe's Pizza. So the night before the casserole contest, I brought a few bags with me and just took all the ingredients for the casserole I was gonna need from the freaking uh the thing you open up at the pizza shop. And this is like the pizza shop orders very nice, good ingredient, like very high quality ingredients. So we had good ass hamburger, lettuce, cheese, the real good fucking cheese, man.
You stole it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Just I wanted to make that clear.
I do, and a new guy owns it now, and he's a great guy, and he'd probably laugh at this story too. So,
Dalton's all of a
and
sudden worried about statute of limitations.
oh, I got some great stories for you later. But anyways, the funny thing was, we make this casserole, and I mean, it was kind of weird. It was like, hamburger with this sauce and the lettuce, and then I put like a layer of fucking like toast in the middle because a Big Mac has that middle layer,
Okay,
and
yeah.
then I had like another hamburger and lettuce on top or something weird, man. And it was judged by the principal at that time which was
Waylon.
yeah, it was judged by the principal and then some like other old people. I don't even remember. And this one old lady was like, "Oh my God, I love this so much. What, can you give me the recipe so I can make this for my bridge program, my bridge club?" And
Bridge.
I didn't even write a fucking recipe. I mean, besides the sauce that I stole. So I was just like, I took 4 handfuls of hamburger from Joe's Pizza and 3 handfuls of cheese. So so real quick, I tried to handwrite a fucking recipe for her that who knows how accurate that was. She got some shit that she made probably. But then the principal tasted it and he's like, "I've been judging this competition for 20 years and I put you in my top three." And I was like,
Wow.
God damn. All right. So not only did I win the competition that year, but I got in top three of 20 years of judging, bro, by stealing Mac Daddy's Mac sauce and calling it the Mac Daddy
Nice.
casserole. Win for me.
Yeah, well,
So
congrats. I
all art is just stolen, right? It's
You peaked
just
too early, really.
I know, man. All the good shit happened in high school. I still have wrestling records in high school. Most wins in a career, or most points scored in a season is the big one right now. Most points scored in a season, and it's been 10 years plus since I was in high school, so that's pretty sick, man. But my brother is the wrestling coach now, and he's been fucking killing it. He got the team's first national champion, a female, by the way, who they just started getting females back. The female wrestling thing is just exploding right now. I think because of MMA and everything. Like now, there's like when I was in high school, we saw one or two female wrestlers, man.
That's true. Yeah.
And now they have their own state and their own nationals and stuff. So anyways, and then he's got some other kids who just broke like some other records, and he said that they're coming for my records right now. So it's awesome. It's good to hear that at my own lineage is trying to break my records. You know what I mean? It's kind of not what do you call that lineage, but whatever,
I know
family.
your brother is now the coach. We get it.
I didn't want to. I want to go back to Russia for just a quick second. All right.
Oh boy.
Have you been keeping up with this Elon Musk and Putin battle going on right now over like Twitter and shit?
Listen, this is why I don't really like Elon Musk, and it's unfortunate because I
Oh,
think he does really
dude.
cool things.
I
But
I know you should probably
he is
lay
a
off the Twitter, huh?
13-year-old little edgelord redditor, and
He's
it's
becoming
embarrassing.
he's becoming a little bit Trumpish
He's
on
cringy
the
for
social
sure.
media, on the social media. You
I
know what I
saw
mean?
that he said, no, I'm not even going to repeat it. If you guys want to read his
So
tweets,
they've been going at it. I think it started with the freaking rockets. Russia stops supplying rockets, and then Elon's like shooting. He goes and shoots up all his rockets. Like, yeah, we're okay. We got our own. We could keep shooting them up in the air. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
and then I don't know the extent of exactly what's all been going back and forth, but basically, Musk straight up challenged Putin to a one-on-one fist fight over on
Oh,
Twitter,
yeah, I did see
and
that.
which
Elon Musk
blows.
has become like a Paul brother. That he's
Literally,
literally Jake Paul now.
$31 million. We'll get it down in Times Square.
Yeah.
Put the gloves on, Putin,
Yeah.
dude. And it blows my mind because you must not know much about Putin. I mean, I don't care how old the guy is. Uh, you don't understand. In Russia, you're raised to wrestle, okay, bud? They're doing fucking wrestling and sambo, and I've seen footage of Putin doing it at a very old age.
He he was a black belt. They took it away from him recently.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I don't know what is it? The Black Belt Federation? Who gives black
It's,
belts?
it depends on what it was, like the sambo, or was it? It was probably sambo. We'll say it's the Sambo
Okay,
Federation.
yeah. He had earned a black belt through them, and because of the Ukraine thing, they've revoked it. Isn't that awesome?
That's funny, man. I've
But
come to learn this. There is a quite a bit of politics in this in that little martial art world, man. Like, and I've experienced it because I've been to 5 different gyms now. I've been training jujitsu for 10 years and I'm still a brown belt. And usually, right around now, you should be becoming that black belt. And it's because I've switched gyms so many times. If I would have stuck with the same gym, 10 years is a very easy goal. But every time you go to a new gym, yeah, you tell them you're what belt you are. I'm a blue belt, and they're like, yeah, okay, this guy's a blue belt, whatever. And
right,
and it doesn't even matter. Like, if I'm good, I wrestled before. Oh, he wrestled before, so he's not even really a blue belt. He's just a fucking dude who wrestled. So it doesn't even matter. Oh, he just weightlifts. He's a strong dude. So it, they're just gonna get judged, and you're gonna have to fucking show up to practice a shit ton and just prove your next belt. And
right.
so I had to do that every time, and now it's the same thing, and like I'm sticking with this school now, and I'm gonna definitely stay there for quite some time. I hopefully pass my black belt, but that's just the journey, man. And it's funny that they can just take it away, and yeah, there's some
But
people they get these black belts and they don't other people won't give them credit, like, oh, you got a black belt from them. That's bullshit.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I think that just because they took away his belt doesn't mean he still wouldn't kick Elon's ass. You know what I mean?
Exactly, dude.
Some
Yeah.
little PayPal tech nerd.
You're gonna trash talk Putin after you guys belt taken away? Like, he's I don't care that there's an old saying, the belt only covers 2 inches of your ass. All right, you got to cover the rest of it, but
Yeah.
I don't care what color it is, homie. I just thought that was funny, man. There's no way. I mean, obviously, it's never gonna happen. I've been listening to oh, I forgot his name. He's one of the sharks from Shark Tank, but he speculates that Putin is like he's got cancer or he's sick or something right now, and this is
Oh,
his last fucking hoorah before he's gonna kick the can. And then on top of that, he's speculating that this plan of his didn't work the way he wanted to, and all these freaking billionaires right now that are his friends, they don't have access to their money, and even the money they would have access to if it's cash, that the Russian currency is nothing right now, so their wealth is just crippled right now. So there's all this pressure around Putin to like, are you gonna fucking like capture this, or what are you doing, man? Like, is this just gonna be a waste of time, and now we're gonna have to fucking get rid of you and figure this out? Like, I don't want to get too crazy
well, I've
with the
thought like
that.
best case scenario for the world is that really he realizes he made a mistake and he backs off entirely and calls the whole thing off. But that doesn't change what he's already done. You know what I mean? Like Russia,
Right.
the economy is not, it's not going to like repair itself overnight. Like
No.
these are a lot of people got hurt and will continue getting hurt for a generation, you know? It's weird.
I know, man, and I don't know a whole lot about the Cold War. It just sounds like this is just the Cold War over again. It's just history repeating itself. It's with less countries though, I guess, but
I don't I
but
don't know.
before NATO, like, and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, whatever.
I don't know. What I do know is that you know how you're always sending me like TikToks on like ways to make money?
Yes.
I when I've done something this week. Do you see what I have here?
Don't tell me you bought a 3D printer.
It's a resin printer.
Interesting. It's in my notes right now. Possibility of you know, doing something with our channel besides just filming videos.
So a 3D printer, like the typical 3D printers people see, is like a nozzle that heats up plastic, and then it
Right.
just like spirals layers on top of it.
Yeah.
But if you've ever, and it can make big stuff.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen them, they're like you can see the layers. You know what I mean? They're not
Sure.
super perfect. But what I have is a
Maybe you
resin
bought a
printer. Do you know that what a resin printer is?
Not exactly. No.
Okay, so the way it works is that the machine has a screen on it that faces up. And think of it as like an LCD screen that emits UV light. A vat of liquid resin sits on top of that screen, and then a platform comes down all the way to like microns thick, and it gets right up next to that screen, and then the screen lights up a layer of the resin print, and the UV light hardens that resin. It's like,
Sure.
and then it builds the whole thing upside down pretty much.
Huh.
But
Wild.
miniatures, I've done a lot of like tabletop games that use miniatures.
Oh,
And
yeah.
miniatures, I mean, even for D&D and stuff like that, you can sell these for like $3 or $4 a piece. And a
Sure.
bottle of resin will make you like 40 of them, you know?
Interesting.
So yeah, this is the first one I've ever printed, and it right before the podcast, it finally finished.
Aye. So, is this something you want to do as a personal small business, or something that's a salty soup idea?
This is just a way to make some cash. Yeah.
Have you been thinking about some sort of other small business, or hitting eBay harder, or what your career goals are?
well,
Straight up figure out this YouTube.
yeah, I think I just want a few small passive streams of income. I want to
Right.
work on YouTube, and I want to do a few more classes. I went to school. I got a programming certificate recently,
Yeah.
and I'd
I
like
thought
to
about
I'd maybe work towards like an associate's or a bachelor's in computer science,
sick.
and just kind of
I
have
just
that to fall back on, you know?
I just lost one of my assistant coaches because he got a I think it's computer graphics degree, and then now he's moving to Canada for some companies hiring him or something.
Hell yeah.
Good for him. It's awesome. So
Definitely.
yeah, I was wondering about that. If you've been, I know you talked about ending the uh, trash haul business or whatever it was.
Yeah, that is a failed experiment, and I'm moving on to cooler things, you know?
Are you gonna be hitting up the eBay harder? Because you've been killing it on eBay too in the card game at least.
Yes. So I showed off a couple weeks ago that I had gotten a couple PSA returns.
Yes.
A
Did you
third
open
one
them?
just shipped out today.
I...
So I'm going to sell off all those cards, and these miniatures are
Did you open those
my
boxes?
what's that? Yeah, I did. I opened them. I tried to
How'd
stream
you
them,
do?
but my stream is still fucking up.
Still fucked up?
Still fucked
Oh
up, dude.
no, dude.
So instead, what I did was I streamed it privately to my Discord.
Oh, cool. At least
What's up?
somebody saw it.
Yeah.
It's
But
almost like a Patreon without having Patreon kind of deal. Like
exactly.
insider fans get to see some.
Yeah. And
So
it's
honestly, that would be some cool content. I wanted to see the video too. I still think you should have filmed it, but you still could, man. You still could stack them like this and like wherever we can go through my PSA that took fucking 3 years to
right.
get back.
Well, it was really cool doing it on privately on Discord because like as people popped in, they had the option to have their mic on and actually talk to me. It was like a much more
Ah,
smaller experience. Very cool.
that
But
is
yeah,
cool.
once I sell off all the cards on eBay, I'm gonna slowly start adding listings for miniatures on
You could go
eBay.
live. You can go live on Discord, no problem, but not Twitch. Or was it?
Discord uses a lot fewer resources.
Sure.
I don't
Okay.
I don't have to like be running OBS and like trying to stream. I don't know.
Okay.
Plus, I tried to do it on a weekend, and on a weekend there's a lot of big streamers online, and
Yeah.
Twitch allocates resources to larger streamers.
They only have so much server.
Right.
Is this been a problem the entire time you've been in Colorado, or was it working when you first moved here?
It only became a problem when I got back from Amsterdam. It was working perfectly up until then.
Whoa. Weird.
It's upload speed. I gotta get a hold of the internet service provider. There's just something weird about the upload speed. Sometimes it's at 1, and I need it to be at like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
My download
That's
speed
weird.
is fine. My download speed's like 900.
Lame, dude. Hopefully you get that Twitch going again.
Yeah.
Seemed like you were really into it too.
Yeah, it kept me sane. And now I'm going insane.
I need to film myself playing some Apex, man.
It's fun.
I know. I feel like I'm good enough now to where I'm not just gonna get trash talked too bad. I mean, I'll get trash talked quite a bit, but
Yeah.
let's be real. I'm still like middle of the pack Apex player after all this fucking grinding.
Dude, I was scrolling through TikTok the other night, and this guy is doing a TikTok live, and he's playing Warzone, okay, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And he was so obviously cheating. He was using walls and definitely aim assist.
Ugh.
And I mean, like he would turn and face the wall and then come around the corner and like be perfectly locked on the dude's mid to head. And
Yeah.
like every single encounter he had, he was just like perfectly aiming at them. It was very obvious. And the whole TikTok feed was just like, you're a fucking hacker, you're using walls, whatever. And I notice a guy is also streaming on Twitch because he's not engaging with the TikTok chat at all.
Right.
He just has TikTok live up for views and to get people over to his Twitch. So I go
Yeah.
over to his Twitch to see what they're saying. and he's a fairly big streamer. He had like 1,000 to 2,000 people watching him, and any single person that said a single thing about a VPN or anything like that was immediately getting the comment was getting deleted and they were getting banned. He had like a moderator on standby just totally squishing any hacking allegations.
A moderator or a bot?
Moderators.
Really?
Yeah. It was it was so upsetting. And then I saw the guy again and I'm like, gee. And then I started seeing people defending him. He's just really good. No, he's not.
He's just
nobody's that good.
I want to backtrack a little bit. Like I shouldn't like discredit myself for being a middle of the pack Apex player. That's not really what gets you ultimately what's going to get you a ton of viewerships.
Right.
Like one of my favorite streamers to watch on Apex right now is Zilbrad, who's this Australian kid. I think he's in college now. He hasn't been putting a lot of videos out because he's in school, but he never shows his face. He's definitely very good at the game, but he's funny. You know what I mean? It's just the thing is he's funny. He invites a few people to play with him that are funny. They're usually other Australians, or he's bringing some other. Sometimes he'll bring in some random Americans and make fun of Americans and stuff. And dude, I will watch his videos all day over like some of these other top guys that are really, really good. But honestly, I can't stand them because they're so negative sometimes. Like some of these really top guys are just so pissed off and trash talking.
I hate that, dude.
Dude, I'm like, dude, you're just gonna rub that off on me, and I'm just gonna like start trash talking people now. Like I don't cringe, dude. That's a little, I don't know.
I lived with someone who would like throw their controller before. And it's like, dude, you know those cost like $60. What are you doing?
I will say when I took a break from video games for 3 or 4 years before I got into Apex and bought my computer and stuff. And when I got back into it, I have a chair next to me and a pillow. And when I died, I'd start hitting this pillow right here next to me, man. So nothing would hurt my anything. I'm not hurting my knuckles or hurting any of my shit. But man, I did get mad for sure. You could just fucking hammer fisting my fucking chair.
Great. Now you've got a dog. Your dog's gonna be laying there. It's pillow colored. You're gonna beat your dog one of these days. Luckily,
I put fucking 2,000 or 3,000 hours into this fucking game now, and I don't get as pissed as easily now. I don't die as much either.
Nice. Well, we've been going for an hour, buddy. That's the perfect spot to end.
So I'll give you this. The last thing, Apex. One thing that's kind of lame is that I like about, I think it's Battlefield or is it Call of Duty? I don't know. Is how you can trash talk other people, like the other teams and stuff.
Okay.
What game is that? I don't know.
Like when you're in the lobby, or
I should say in the lobby. Yeah, in the lobby, how you can talk to people.
Yeah.
Apex brought out a game mode for a week or two that instead of normally you only get a team of 3, you got a team of 9.
Okay.
And we all got to talk to each other, I think in the beginning and the end for a couple seconds. And at the end of each game, I'd always play this guy.
You see, there's things that you can do things about, and there's things that you can't do anything about. And things you can't do anything about, there's no reason to get upset about those things because you can't do anything about them. But there are things you can do, and if you do the things that you can do, and dealing with the things that you want to deal with, then you're doing pretty good because you're dealing with the stuff by doing stuff. But if you just sit around not doing any stuff because you don't want to do, because you don't think you can do anything,
stop?
Then you're not going to get anything accomplished unless you start doing something. So you should start doing something for what you want to do, and then don't worry about things you can't do anything about because you can't do anything about them anyway, so why worry about them?
What's funny about that, dude, is it sounds like someone on a scuffed Xbox headset. Yeah. It actually sounds like it's like someone you'd play online with. That's so funny.
but it would always get such a fucking laugh, man. People would just start cracking up. Especially, I mean, sometimes we lose too, and then it'd be like, sometimes you can't worry about stuff you don't need to worry about. Oh man. I hate the negativity, man. There's like too much negativity sometimes in the games, and you gotta fucking lighten it up, man. Even I'll do it. I fucking trash talk people, and they start trash talking me, and I hate it. Don't trash talk people. All right, be nice on the video games. We're just playing some games here,
Just
people.
fine. No need to break a controller.
No, yeah. Just play another game and get a little better.
Yeah, maybe, maybe the game you're playing isn't for you.
And report everybody as a hacker. That's the best thing. Just report everybody.
Dude. One more thing. When I would get called a hacker, it was the greatest day of my life. Like, fuck. That means I'm really good.
I got reported one time because I didn't revive my teammate because he was a trash talking piece of shit. And I was like, okay, I don't care.
One time I can't remember what game I was playing, but a teammate of mine sent me a direct message on Xbox, and they were just congratulating me. Like, you did so good. That was epic. Like, I think they sent me a friend request, and I replied, yeah, man, I'm surprised I could do so well with your mom's head in my lap.
You doucher. Oh man.
I don't know why.
You could have. There's some kid in a freaking wheelchair that's like crying right now, man.
Just, I would never get upset if someone talked trash, but if someone wanted to reach out and give me thanks, I couldn't take it. Yeah. Now I'm upset.
Oh man, this guy here trying to fucking bring me up, fucking make me have a good day. Fuck this guy.
Just ruin your day for giving me a compliment.
Yeah, I suck at this game. How dare this guy say I'm good? Oh, fucking Grinch over here. All right, that's all I got, man. That was fun.
We're out. Next week we should be live.
The quarantine's over. We're done with the quarantine after this. Maybe. You guys are probably sick with some other shit.
Yeah. Herpes.